Jorge, you've given us an incredible experience. I remember the first day we met on 95 when you came into the doors of Yankee Stadium for the first time, and now seeing you here sitting down. In all this experience, all these years, Jorge, what has been one experience in Yankee Stadium with the team that definitely comes to mind as one of the best? And in those same years, what has been one of the most disappointing?
Oof. There's not one that stands out. Obviously, I keep going back to that perfect game in '98 with David Wells. That day was just magical, and all the World Series, they're so important to to us, as a team. When you accomplish something like that, it's just like, all the hard work just comes together. And then the most disappointing, there's a couple. There's not one, but there's I'm gonna have to say that I had a lot of pass balls in Philadelphia. I couldn't see the ball in a day game. It was Veterans. It was at Veterans Stadium, I remember, and I think I had like 3 pass balls in a row, and that was probably one of my toughest days.
Ed in the front here, if you could pass it over.
Jorge, first of all, you've been a wonderful catcher throughout the years, and I'd like to know, do you have any plans for the future at this time? And best of luck. You've been wonderful to me personally, and a great New York Yankee. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. I don't have any plans. I want to spend time with the family. I really I haven't had a summer with them, so I really want to spend the summer with them and enjoy and have some fun with the kids.
Jack O'Connell to your right, Jorge.
Jorge, can you tell us what the quote from Thurman Munson is to which Mrs. Munson referred?
He said batting fourth and being in the lineup is important, but I think the stuff that I do behind the plate is more important.
Oh, we can take it. Ed. Also, while we're passing the mic, I was remiss not to mention that Sam and Seth Levinson are in attendance, who are Jorge's representatives, longtime representatives, and it's important that we recognize them now. Ed?
Jorge, thank you for all your kindnesses to me, and congratulations on a great career. Can you please talk about the transfer from second base? Who suggested that? Because we may not be here today had you not done so.
Well, thank you. Mark Newman came around, and it was Instructional League of 1991. I played in Oneana. I played second base. I signed as a shortstop, and they moved me to second base when I got to Oneana. And just played second base, and he, after the year, they said, we want you to try catching. And I felt like, it was like the worst decision ever. But it was tough times. I remember catching Brian Taylor our first round in '91, actually during that summer, and all the scouts are behind Brian Taylor, looking at Brian Taylor, and I'm catching and I'm missing balls. I'm grabbing the balls by the fence, and it was not a pretty sight.
Back left.
Jorge, tuviste una carrera excepcional, te felicito. La pregunta que te quiero hacer, ¿tú estuviste pensando en el retiro o vino a propósito de que no pudieron renovar tu contrato en los Yankees, en los New York Yankees?
No, yo no creo que la decisión de los Yankees o la decisión estaba en mí. Cuando se acabó la temporada, al final de la temporada, yo sabía que iba a ser bien difícil para mí jugar otra vez, y por eso me puse bien emocional y fue difícil.
Before we take another question, I realized that I did nothing to further my career earlier upon introductions, leaving the Yankees manager Joe Girardi off the list. So, sorry, Joe. Sweeney, did you have a question?
Jorge, you might have had an opportunity to play somewhere else this year if you wanted to. Can you tell us what that decision process was like for you, why you decided that you didn't want to go anywhere else, and why it was important to you to be a lifelong Yankee?
Yeah, as soon as the season was over, trying to talk to you guys after that last game, I got really emotional because I knew it was going to be really tough for me to come back, and I also knew it was going to be really tough for me to play baseball again. There were some teams calling, and obviously they wanted me to come around and stuff. And I had the idea of going to play somewhere else, but it wasn't in me. I kept telling my agents, don't worry about it. Don't worry about offers. Don't worry about teams. Don't worry about, because I really don't want, I knew in my heart and I knew in my head that I didn't want to play anymore.
Who else has questions? Along the wall.
Jorge, congratulations.
Thank you.
Athletes in general tend to be a confident bunch. Talked about ups and downs. In those early years, in the minors, and then the first few years here, ever any doubts about whether this dream would be realized for you? Ever any phone calls home? I'm not sure this is going to happen.
Never. I tell the truth, never. All I wanted to do was just get to the big leagues. When I got to the big leagues in '95, and being a part of the team in '96, most of the time in the big leagues in '96, I was there. I think the toughest time was probably in '94 when I broke my ankle. Trying to come back from that was tough, but then at the end in '95, you get rewarded to get called up in '95. But never in the minor leagues, never as a kid. I always thought I was going to make it.